So now the link state packets are constructed. Now how to distribute these packets to other routers in a reliable manner. So that is the next step, distributing the link state packets. And that is the most trickiest part in this algorithm. So there are a lot of issues in doing this step. Remember, this link state packet is not given to this immediate neighbors alone, but giving to all the routers in the subnet. Okay, so definitely different delays will be incurred by different routers to receive this information, right? Like this, all these routers will exchange information to all other routers. So as a result of this varying delay, different routers may use different versions of the topology, right? Because this information will be received by some of them immediately, and some others may incur a lot of delay and will receive this information after a long time. So far they will use the old information itself, right? But the one who received the new information will use the new routes. What happens? Different routers may use different versions of the topology. So this will lead to inconsistencies, loops, unreachable machines, etc. So some sort of good distribution algorithm should be used to distribute this link state packet correctly, okay, to avoid this type of inconsistencies in the network. So we will see the basic algorithm first. After that, we will find out what are the different issues in this basic algorithm, and we will try to refine those. And the basic distribution algorithm used is flooding to distribute the different packets. As you remember, in case of flooding, a packet will be sent over all the lines, right? And upon receiving a particular packet, it will be again forwarded to every lines connected to this router except the one from it was actually arrived. Like this packet all the packets will be flooded over the network. So a lot of issues are there for flooding, right? Just for example, suppose R1 is sending a packet, it will be sent to R2 and R3. Upon receiving this packet, what R2 will do, it will forward the packet to R4 and R5, right? R3 also forward this packet to R5 and R6. So R5 will receive 2 copies of the same packet. Duplicates are there. Suppose by that time R1 gets some new information about new routes and all. So it will generate a new link state packet, and that packet also will be flooded, right? So P2 is here. P1 is already circulating here in the network. Suppose the R9 is not yet received P1 because of some congestion and all. Suppose that P2 is received by R9 using some other route. So what happens? After some time, P1 will be received by R9. By that time, R9 is updated with the new information P2, right? So P1 is actually obsolete. The problem with flooding is that nodes may receive duplicates or obsolete packets. So how to handle these types of packets, unwanted packets? For that, we will use sequence numbers. Okay, every packet will contain a sequence number. So each router assigns a sequence number NU for each link state packet it floods. So obviously the first packet generated by a router will carry the sequence number 0. Next packet will carry the sequence number 1, etc. And each router remembers the source router sequence number pair it has seen from other routers. Okay. So we'll see an example for that. Using this sequence number, it can or ignore or discard the duplicate and obsolete packets. So example for this sequence number, suppose at the router A, it stores information like this: B6, C12, D9. That means the last sequence number of the received packet from B is 6. The last sequence number from C is 12. Okay. So this pair information will be maintained or stored in this route, every router. Okay. Upon receiving a new packet, suppose this router A again receives C12, that means it's a duplicate. It's already there. This should be discarded, right? And if it receives another packet D8, you see the sequence number 9 is already received. So most updated one is already received. So D8 is obsolete. That also should be discarded. So using this sequence number, the problem with the flooding can be avoided. So one issue is got solved using the sequence number. Some other issues are also there. Another issue is wraparound problem. Just for example, suppose we are using a 2-bit sequence number. What happens? The maximum number of packets that can be numbered uniquely is 4 packets, right? We are using a 2-bit number. 0, 1, 2, 3 are the first 4 packets. Then the 5th packets again will carry 0 as a sequence number. So what happens when a new router receives this information? already it received a packet with sequence number 3 and now it receives a packet with sequence number 0. It will assume that the packet is obsolete, then that will be discarded. So how to solve this problem? You can use this sequence number with a very large number of bits, right? Usually 32-bit sequence number will be used. So the number of packets that can be 0 to 2 raised to 32 minus 1, right? Even if one packet is generated per second, it would take 137 years to wrap around. Then only again we have to number a packet with 0 as the sequence number. So this problem is solved using 32-bit sequence number. Another issue is, if a router ever crashes, it will lose track of its sequence numbers. What it will do is, it will start again at sequence number 0, right? Obviously the next packet will be rejected by other routers, because other routers, they are having a history, right? I have received a packet with sequence number 10 and now I am receiving a packet with sequence number 0. So obviously this is an obsolete packet. Like that it will be rejected. So that's another issue. And one more issue, sequence number may got corrupted. Just for example, a single bit error in sequence number 4 can make it 65540. Okay, since we are using a 32-bit number, you know how to represent 4, right? This just for simplicity, I just cut out the last 16 bits. The lowest significant 16 bits will be like this. This is 100 is for 4. All the remaining bits will be 0 for 4, right? Suppose any of the bits got changed into 1 due to a single bit error. What happens? Suppose the 16th bit is changed from 0 to 1. The value now become 65,540. So what happens now? All the packets from 5 to this number will be rejected, right? By treating them as obsolete. Because it currently received this packet, now it expects next sequence number, that is 65541, right? Actually this source will send the next packet with sequence number 5 only. So 5, all the sequence numbers, all the packets with sequence numbers 5 to this numbers again will be rejected. Okay, so this is another issue. The solution to all these problems is to include the age of each packet after the sequence number. Okay, and just for example, A360, A is the source node which is sending this packet and the sequence number is 3 and the age is 60 now. Initial value will be 60 and that will be decremented once per second. In every second this value will be decremented. So when the age hits 0, the information from the router will be discarded. Normally a new packet comes in say every 10 seconds. So the router information only times out when a router is down. Such things only you have to wait more than 1 minute, right? Only in 60 seconds this router will time out, right? So definitely before this router information got timeout, a new link state packet will be received to update the routing information. Now some refinements are done to make this algorithm more robust. We will see what are the different refinements done and we will see an example and the next step for this algorithm also in the next session. Thank you.